Welcome to episode 9. Just a little different, just when we thought everything was going to be back to normal. We are back, BA and PAX. I'm Adam, I'm the A, of course. Barracon, the B in BA and PAX, is unfortunately not going to be with us tonight, so we're rolling. I say we're rolling, you and I. We're rolling solo tonight, so I've got a lot of exciting things to go over, a lot of fun things that we're going to do, so let's get rolling. First, we're going to roll into kind of what we always do, I guess, at the beginning, is talk about some pickups that we've had in the last week. I actually picked up, I would say, not necessarily a grail for my collection, but something that I've been looking at for a long time and hoping I could find that's always kind of been out of my reach. And that is for my old school PC of Michael Finley. I have a significant size collection, and I have almost every parallel there is. I have just a lot. Of course, I'm missing the PMGs and the crazy stuff like that. I have some of those kind of things, but I was able to get one. Not a PMG, but a Essential Credential Now. So these cards are really cool. So this is a 97, 98 EX 2000 Essential Credentials Now. So there were two parallels. There was the base, which I've shown in one of my other videos, in one of our other videos. This is one of the parallels. There are two parallels. The first parallel is the Essential Credentials Now. These are the yellow kind of tint to them. They are numbered to the card number. So for example, this one is number 46. And this one is numbered to 46. So this is number 6 of 46. The Essential Credentials Future, those are numbered the opposite. It's a weird numbering system. And off the top of my head, I've forgotten what that number is for the Finley one, but it'll be right here so you can see it. These are really rare. They're hard to find. In fact, for PSA grading wise, there's only been, I think, 3 of these graded ever of this specific card, Pop 3. So I'm hoping to get this graded once PSA pops back open. To think about what, this season, this year, this is obviously Tim Duncan's rookie year, Tracy McGrady's rookie year. There's quite a few different good rookies in that class. Of course, Jordan's in this set as well. And for the now set, Essential Credentials Now, they're all numbered to the card number. So I think Grant Hill is the first card in the set, number 1. And so his Essential Credentials Now is literally a 1 of 1. So it's pretty cool. These are neat. This is going to be a staple to my Finley collection. I'm going to display this one because it doesn't have any autographs on it. So I can pop that into a display box and not have to worry about anything fading. Once I get it graded, of course. But yeah, so I'm pretty pumped about that. And a funny story as to how I got it. So I didn't buy it on eBay. I am pretty old school when it comes to most things compared to Barracon and a lot of our other collectors and investors in the hobby these days. I pretty much have purchased everything that I have either through, if I've purchased the cards independently, it's been through eBay or a literal brick and mortar shop. Or I have, traded it, which is very rare that I actually do a trade, but I actually purchased that card through Instagram. And it's funny, the way that I found it is Nat Turner, who a lot of you guys know as the, I guess he's the chairman or CEO. I'm not exactly sure what his exact title is of Collectors Universe, the company that owned or purchased PSA, that owns PSA. And he posts, I follow him on Instagram, and which all of you guys should. If you like 90s cards, he posts some really cool stuff. He obviously has a massive collection. He and I kind of started collecting around the same time. I think I'm a little older than he is maybe, but he posts a lot of different things. So he'll post some really cool sets, cards, things like this EX, that set. He buys a lot of old school boxes and breaks them, so it's fun to look at. It's fun to watch. But anyway, he posted something about another card in this specific set. And I had mentioned, I was like, hey, do you have a Finley? Do you have a Michael Finley? Post a Michael Finley one. I want to see. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. Well, he never really did, which is fine. I mean, just the fact that he responded, he's got lots of followers and lots of, people on Instagram. He's a busy guy too. He's a separate company as well that he works with. Anyway, another person who follows him had actually just purchased a large collection of cards And he reached out to me via Instagram. He's like, hey, I know this is weird, but I saw that you wrote something about Finley, and I was just curious if you're a, Michael Finley collector. He's a kind of specific person from the 90s, and I happen to have a card of his in this giant lot I bought, and I wanted to see if you needed it or if you wanted it, and if so, we can work out a deal. And so we worked out a pretty fair deal, and this was my first time to ever buy something not through eBay. So I was a little scared. I ended up purchasing it through PayPal, sent him PayPal for it, and he shipped it. That was my fear, that he wasn't going to ship it. But I got it, and it's a beautiful card. It's in excellent condition, so I'm really excited to move forward with that. I may go BGS with it. I may go PSA. Only reason why I'd go BGS is whenever they open up is I am in Dallas. We are local to Dallas, so I can just drive it over and drop it off whenever they start accepting walk-in submissions again. So that is something that I might look at as well. So we'll see. Well, yeah, so that's my pickup. One more pickup that I think I've shown before, but kind of you'll probably see why later in this episode. You'll see why this is relevant. But this is something I just thought it was a great deal. I picked it up, and this is a Sean Kemp rookie card, 1990 Fleer. Oh, actually, it's 1990 Fleer autographed card. So he autographed. It's Beckett authenticated. I just thought it was really cool. I always loved Sean Kemp when I was growing up. I had the Sean Kemp Reebok Kamikaze shoes, and I just thought this was an excellent deal. It's slabbed, which is just really cool looking, and I like the Beckett slab. I think it just looks nice. I know a lot of people hate on Beckett. Growing up in the 90s, I always thought, maybe it's because I am local to Dallas and I had a Beckett subscription. I always thought Beckett was like the go-to, and that PSA was kind of not as good growing up. But I don't know if a lot of you comment, post in the comments or let us know what you think, because I know now obviously PSA is the go-to, and Beckett kind of lags behind. But when I was growing up, I remember in the 90s, PSA, they were not as good at the grading aspect. That was the way that I looked at it. And I may be way off propaganda from looking at the Beckett magazines and seeing all the ads for their grading services. But anyway, so that's our pickups. Obviously, we've got a lot of other things going on in the hobby lately. eBay, we kind of missed it last week, but eBay changed some of their rules. And as a seller on eBay, I think this is excellent, and that is the return window. So the new eBay policy, the return policy is effective July 29th. So this actually hasn't happened yet. It's going to be a pretty awesome deal for sellers who have been dealing with returns. And that is the seller return policy. The current window now for somebody that sells an item on eBay, a trading card, for example, if you listed that you don't accept returns, the buyer could still return the item within a 30 calendar day kind of window as to when they receive the card. So not even from the date of purchase. So they still have a 30-day window to return the card. So I think a lot of people were struggling with the idea that somebody was going to buy a card, it was going to go down in value, and then they were going to just flat out return it and say there was some kind of defect or issue that they didn't see. Well, now, if you list that you do not accept returns, then you now, in July 29th, the end of July, so about a month from this week, you're actually going to get a 3 calendar day return from delivery. So if the buyer buys a card and they receive the card in, let's say, like 5 days, they get it and everything is perfect, yet they still want to return the card because there's a ding or a scratch or whatever they want to say, because for whatever reason they only have 3 calendar days from the date that the card was delivered to return it. So that's pretty awesome. And then of course the 14-day window, 30-day window, 60-day window is the same as it was. The 14-day window used to be 30 days again, but then that's moved to a true 14-day window. So that's pretty awesome. That's really helpful for the sellers. That's one of the first rules that's changed that I think is truly a seller-friendly rule change. Because historically eBay has always been buyer focused, buyer friendly, which makes sense to an extent. But like I said, there's a lot of competition in the marketplace for cards with eBay. With Facebook, with the way I just purchased that Finley card, with people doing business over Instagram and all the different cash apps and things like that people can use. there's a lot of competition for a marketplace. So our next topic, the next thing I want to talk about is probably something that some people probably know, a lot of people may not. And it's going to include a box break. So we're literally going to have a box break while we're doing the podcast. And I say we, like it's me and Bearcon, while I do the podcast. So I've got this old school, man. This is an old school NBA box. This is a 1990 Hoops. 1991 Series 1 basketball box of Hoops cards. So obviously we're chasing Michael Jordan. We're chasing all the stars of the 90s. I think this is Sean Kemp and Gary Payton's rookie year. So we're looking for some of those rookies in here as well, which would be pretty cool to grab. But there's also some really cool things about this set that we're going to talk about while I bust this box. One of the cool things about this set is there are two, well, we'll get into it. There are two cards that are really kind of neat that I think are really cool to kind of focus on with this set. So I'm going to grab, I wish I had one and hopefully I'll pull them. Hopefully we'll pull those cards for you. There's a lot of cards in this set. This is a massive set. I mean, I think it's like 425 cards or something of that nature. This is a sealed box. I bought this. You can get these boxes for anywhere from I think like 5 years ago, these boxes were like probably $10 or maybe $15 max. Now they're running about 45 to 70 depending on where you get it, and which is kind of crazy. But you know, everything sealed's been crazy. So obviously with that, I just busted the box there, so I've lost my money there. So yeah, here we go. We're busted. Look at these old school packs. Look at this. This is like I'll throw it up here for you. This is literally like a plastic wrapper or wax. I mean, when you say wax, I don't know what it's made out of, but there you go. Look at that. This is 1990. So this is a 21-year-old pack. So this box of cards can have a glass of whiskey, can pop a shot of tequila. So yeah, we're gonna bust into this. Looks like a full box. But before we do that, and as we're going, I'm gonna talk a little bit about what makes this set so special and so cool. This is the height of the junk wax era. So these are mass produced. I mean, there's probably people sitting on cases of this stuff who bought it for nothing, and are probably selling it now. And maybe this podcast will help them sell some more, hopefully, because I think it'll drive some interest in this set. So there are two really cool cards besides the obvious Jordan card, and that is we'll start with the Jordan, the alternate, what I would call the alternate Jordan card, or what some people would call the shadow Jordan card, and that is card number 223. So we're going to hope for we get card 223. So card 223 is Sam Vincent, who nobody probably knows who that guy is. I don't know about his basketball career. He played for probably a long time. Oh, wow, this guy. Look at this guy right here. Blab. The last name Blab. Oh, well, I don't even know what is going on here. Uwe Konstantin Blab. He's from Germany, Munich, 7-1. So this is a massive set, as you can probably tell. So there's John Sally, part of the Pistons Bad Boys. Mitch Richmond. Look at that, dude. Kevin Johnson. Jay Humphreys. Yeah, no. Tim Perry. No, thank you. Oh, look at that. Akeem Olajuwon. See? Akeem Olajuwon. That's pretty cool. So we'll throw that over there. Mark Aguirre. Reggie Lewis. Sadale Threet. Vinnie Johnson. Oh, there's a rookie. Look at that. Delaney Rudd. Don't have any clue who that is. There's a Joe Dumars. That's pretty cool. Danny Ferry, rookie. Look at that. I think he's like a GM or coach somewhere. Cavs, like the old school Cavs logo. Ron Rothstein and Uwe Blab. So we'll talk a little bit more about the card 223, the Sam Vincent. So back in 1990, it was actually Valentine's Day of 1990. The Chicago Bulls were playing the Orlando Magic. They were playing in Orlando. The Bulls had set up shop the day prior. They'd done warm-ups. They had set everything up. The equipment team had set up all of the different stuff that they do, all their, the jerseys and things like that. Oh, we hit it. Boom. First, look at that, right on cue. So you'll see something cool about it. So look, right there, that is Jordan wearing the number 12 jersey. That's probably the goofiest looking Jordan picture I have ever seen. He looks like, I don't know, he just looks super goofy. So yeah, man, this is awesome. We hit it on the pack 2. So Sam Vincent, here we are. Throw it up there for you guys as well, for everyone up there. So Sam Vincent actually played for quite a while, but here you go. So what happened here is, and this gives me a chance to talk a little bit about this card, and I can slow down the break there. But Sam Vincent, nobody really knows who he is or even really cares when it comes to this instance. This is in good shape, well, except for the centering is not very good. But get back to my story here. February 14th, 1990, Orlando. The Bulls are playing the Magic. And the Bulls have already gone through warm-up, shoot around, all that stuff. All of their equipment is put in the locker room, the visitor locker room, including the Jordan number 23 jersey. And it just so happened the next day when the game was about to happen, they show up early in the morning to get there, get warmed up, ready to go, and Jordan's jersey is missing. It's straight up missing. As you can imagine, Jordan was pissed. What actually happened is an employee, and they found this out later, an employee for the Orlando Magic snuck in through the drop tile ceiling. Like literally like the old school, like your elementary school drop tile ceiling. He snuck in, stole the jersey, and left and disappeared. I mean, the doors were literally locked, and he still got in and got it. Jordan was pissed. They even went into the stands to try to find a person who had a Jordan jersey that would fit Jordan, and they couldn't, a 23. So Jordan was so pissed that he had to wear the number 12 because that's all they have. In fact, the jersey didn't even have a nameplate on the back. So it was a nameless number 12 jersey, and he still put up 49 points. So he still put up a 49, dropped a fat 49 on Orlando. Ironically enough, with that, still they lost. And Orlando won. What are the odds, right? So, in fact, in that period of time, the Bulls were kind of on a losing streak. Obviously, we know how things happened from then on out. So that's pretty cool. I actually got one in the second pack, which is pretty neat. I didn't even look through the rest of that pack because I got so excited that I got that card. So let's look through that. Michael Cooper, Dave Hoppin, Harvey Grant, I don't even know who that is. Steve Johnson, Otis Thorpe. That's some old school name. There's Blue Edwards. That's a fun name. I don't even know who that is. John Morton, rookie. I'll put that in the rookie stack. That's not a hit. If I don't know what a hit is, I guess that's a hit if I don't know of one. All right, so then we're dropping in Purvis Short. Look at that name. Oh, we're in the backwards. Oh, there must be an autograph in here. I'm just kidding. They didn't have autographs. Glenn Rivers. Oh, is that Doc Rivers? That's Doc Rivers. Look at that. Coach Doc Rivers. That's kind of cool. That's the kind of stuff you see in here. Rick Mahorn, Clyde the Glide, Otis Smith, Kevin Duckworth, Brad Davis, ex-Maverick announcer. Look at that old school Mavs jersey. Scott Brooks, another coach. The Sixers. Olden Polynice, Bill Cartwright, Phil Jackson, the Bulls coach there. Oh, there's Chuck. Good old Chuck, Charles Barkley, doing work. The round mound of rebound. Larry Brown. Larry Brown did it. All right, Todd Murphy. Purvis Short. So this Sam Vincent card is a pretty cool card. I think a PSA 10, which this obviously is not going to be because it's not centered very well. But a PSA 10, I mean, at one point I think was selling in the $350, $500 range, which is kind of crazy. So that's a cool card to hit. And then the second card that I think is awesome to hit, and that is, and I'm hoping I get that. That was the go-to one for this, which I really want to hit, and we'll see if I can get it. And that is the Mark Jackson card. So Mark Jackson obviously was a coach at one time of the Golden State Warriors, and Mark Jackson is an announcer now. He's on TNT, and that would make his card really cool to have. All of those things. but not as cool as what actually the real reason why you want to have a Mark Jackson card. It's kind of creepy for all of you who may be a true crime head. Maybe you're big into like the true crime stories, the podcasts, things like that. Mark Jackson, actually, a Sean Elliott rookie. That's cool. There, look at that's Del Curry. That's Steph Curry and Seth Curry's dad. It's kind of cool. Dan Marley. But yeah, so Mark Jackson, that card is known, I would call it the murderer's card. And the reason why is because in 1989, a pair of brothers who were very well off, family was very well off, they murdered their parents to collect a settlement, an insurance policy. And in doing so, they went a bit on a kind of while they were investigating the murder, they went on a spending spree. And for about almost a year, so basically the equivalent of a basketball season, they went on a spending spree. They went and bought a bunch of stuff. I think they bought cars. But one of the things that they bought was tickets to a New York Knicks game. And the player, and during that game, photographers were, there. And one of the photos in the game was used for their 1990-91 hoops set for Mark Jackson. So in the background, you will be able to see, if I pull one of these, and I'll show it on the screen up here, you will be able to see, there's Patrick Ewing, horribly centered card. You'll be able to see the two guys, the Menendez brothers, Eric and Lyle Menendez, sitting courtside, and those are the seats that they had purchased for that one game with the money that they got from killing their parents. So pretty crazy, pretty kind of creepy, honestly, that it was captured. They didn't really even see this until like 2018. It wasn't even discovered that this card even had them in it. Pretty nuts. I think there's a really good Slam article, and we could put the link into it in the video here, but there's a good Slam article. I think even Darren Ravel tweeted about it as well. I'll put that up there. You see that. But yeah, they ended up spending, I think, like $700,000 between when they murdered their parents and when they were apprehended in the 90s. So they were in early 1990s. So pretty crazy. Hopefully we can pull that card just so we can. There's Kenny Smith talking about our TNT, all TNT team. Oh, there it is. Boom. We got it. That's pretty awesome. Oh, horribly centered, but we got one. That's cool. I mean, like literally the opposite of centering. I would say it almost is off the card. But if you look closely, these two individuals right there are the Menendez brothers. So those two guys right there are your murderers. We'll zoom in a little bit on it. And I'll put it up here for you guys as well. This is card 205 in the set. So there's two gentlemen right there are the Menendez brothers. So we pulled it. So that's pretty cool. If you're into that, it's creepy, but cool. So I'm going to sleeve this bad boy and put this in a top loader as well. It's an interesting fact that a lot of people don't know about this set. These two, I guess, different cards, which we pulled within the first like 5 or 6 packs of the box. The Sam Vincent Jordan 12 and the Mark Jackson. Now we're just hoping for better quality, better centering of these. That Mark Jackson card is actually I think at one point it was selling for, I don't even know, I'll put what it was selling for, PSA 10. But pretty neat to have just a weird kind of freaky thing that's going on with the cards there. So we're going to look and see. I'll look at the mailman, Karl Malone. That one's centered well. Maybe we'll get one. Chuck Person. We're still looking for Jordan. Still hoping we get that. Reggie Theus. Look at all these old school guys. Brad Davis again. Scott Brooks again. Looks like we've got a little collection there. They actually put coaches in this set. So what's neat about the Jordan, the Sam Vincent card, what's cool about that as well is that in the second series, when they printed this for the second series, the card does not have Jordan. It's a different photo. So it's kind of a cool deal with Series 1. That's why Series 1 is a little bit more valuable as far as the cards. Charles Oakley, Ronnie Cycli, man. Right now. Yeah, so there's a lot of Kiki Vanderway, man. I think he's a coach and a GM at one point. I don't know if you know if he still is. AC Green, ex-Maverick, Sam Mitchell, Michael Thompson, Bill Hanslick. So it's a pretty neat deal. This whole thing, and what made me kind of think of this was the fact that when we talked about a couple episodes ago, we talked about the fact that, oh, look, Larry Legend, Larry Bird right there. For all of you who may not know, I hope everyone knows who Larry Bird is. A lot of things he's impacted the game in so many different ways. He was a bad man. He was one of the guys that would walk up. If you talk about all the Jordan, I'm going to sleeve him just because I have respect for Mr. Bird here. You talk about all the things that people talked about in The Last Dance with how hardcore Jordan was. Larry Bird was equally as hardcore. He was equally as a trash talker. He would literally walk by people's benches. I remember a story, I think it was John Stockton once, and he walked by the bench and he said, I feel like scoring like 49 tonight or 43 tonight. And I think he had 43 by like the third quarter or something like that. And then he sat the rest of the game. He was a bad man. I mean, Larry Bird was the man. So we've got these, Robert Parrish, Lester Connor. Yeah, so, and then here's Wayman Tisdale, the Boomer Sooner, Wayman Tisdale. Muggsy Bogues, the little man, Fred Roberts, Greg Grant. So there's a lot of old school, man. Winston, I don't even know who that is, Grant Long. Obviously a lot of guys you're not going to know in here. So no zebra cards. But yeah, to get back on point, the reason why I thought of this was because when we were talking in one of the last episodes, Dominique, that's a cool card, man. Dominique Wilkins, he was the bomb. He was an ultimate dunker right there. I'm gonna put him in the hit pile here, if that's what you want to call those. But we were talking about the fact that the Panini and Upper Deck were in kind of a battle back and forth about Jordan being in the background of some of their cards. And they had sued Panini, Upper Deck had, because obviously Upper Deck has the rights to Jordan. And he signed with them, an exclusive athlete. Well, that lawsuit, I think, was just settled recently. So that whole thing made me think of the idea of the shadow card, which is the Sam Vincent card with Jordan in it. And so kind of brought us down the road here with all these. Oh, there's another one, and it's centered poorly as well. So we got another Sam Vincent, so that's pretty awesome. But I really wanted to check this out and look into it, and I'm going to put Charles over there. And I'm glad I did, because I got two Sam Vincents. I got I've got a Larry Bird. I got a Mark Jackson, which is pretty awesome. So then, yeah, I looked into this. But yeah, so Upper Deck settled obviously out of court. They're not going to talk about what the settlement was. I'm assuming that Upper Deck is getting a little bit of money from Panini, and Panini's probably getting a little slap on the wrist, like, please, don't put up, make sure you're not putting Jordan, whether they did it on purpose or not. I truly think they did do it on purpose with the card there. But so that's what made me think of it. And so now we're busting it. So this box is going to take a little bit of time to break. I think it's 36 packs. So hopefully we haven't even pulled a Jordan yet. If we did, I missed it talking, yakking. Move all this. Isaiah Thomas on top. A bad guy of the 90s. Unless you're a Pistons fan. Clyde the Glide. Oh, Roy Tarpley, man. He was a baller for a while. So, bunch of old. John Paxson. You get that. Oh, another Phil Jackson. Reggie Miller. Look at Reggie Miller. Larry Brown. Purvis Short. Purvis. Where did that name come from? All right. His mama. So, I think like in the 90s, that Mark Jackson card. Oh, top of the pack. Not centered very well at all, but a sweet card. We're going to throw that up there for you to see. Michael Jordan. We'll sleeve that bad boy. That's pretty cool. Old school Jordan, man. 1990. It's a 21-year-old card sitting in a pack, sitting in someone's back, sitting in their garage or something, you know, these boxes sitting in their storage lockers. So there it is. The MJ. The throwback break. I apologize for the quality of the break, though. There's Scott Skiles because my Steve Kerr, that was when he was in the Cavs. John Paxson, Darryl Wall, another Reggie Miller, Vernon Maxwell, Brent Sellers. I actually don't have a mount for my camera right now. So I'm working with what I got here. So it's extreme close up for the break itself. So more background info on the Menendez brothers stuff with the Mark Jackson card. So back in 2018 is actually when there's Dennis Rodman, Defensive Player of the Year. Back in 2018 is actually when they discovered that the two boys were on the card. And at the time, I think the card was selling for like 50 cents or something on eBay. And they actually were able to do the research and found out that they tracked it down. There's another Michael Jordan card. So there's that one. They were able to track it down and do the research and found out that, yes, that is the exact time frame that they were wanted. Well, they weren't wanted for murder, but after they had murdered their parents. So they found it. It was almost exactly, almost 30 years. I think it was like 29 years from the date of the murder that it was posted on, I think it was on Twitter, about that card. So just as a reminder, here's the card that we're talking about with the Menendez brothers on it. We pulled here. So pretty crazy that it took that long. I mean, it's so nuts. I mean, you think about the internet obviously wasn't a thing back then. And so it was a pretty fun investigation, I would assume. Pooh Richardson, Price, Hersey Hawkins, Patrick Ewing. I wonder if there's any guys in this group on this set that we've pulled that their son, besides obvious, their son or daughter, son are in the NBA now. Obviously, we've got the Curry boys. Doc Rivers is a coach. Austin Rivers, NBA. Look, another Akeem Olajuwon. That over here. Ooh, Magic Johnson, most valuable player. Coming off an MVP. Rolando Blackman, Mavericks. Right there. Mavericks glory. Dennis Johnson. Kevin Willis. Jeff Malone. There's another Larry Legend. That in the Stu Jackson. Boy, so we're gonna breeze through here. I mean, tearing open these packs, it's literally like tearing the pack. It's like a plastic rubbery, I don't even know. Spud Webb, the little man that can dunk. Magic Johnson, another one. Over there. I'm going to put Spud over there, even though I know it's not really. Derek Harper. Willis. King Skywalker. It's one card. Another Kerr. Dominique. I feel like Dominique Wilkins played forever. I think he played for Atlanta. I know he played for the Celtics. I think he played for the Spurs. But I have a special place in my heart for Dominique Wilkins. I grew up in the DFW area, in the Dallas area, but I spent a lot of time in my summers in Georgia. And of course, being a Hawk for most of his career, he was somebody I rooted for. And he was kind of the The epic slam dunk competition of back in the day with Jordan. A couple of them. I haven't pulled a rookie of Kemp or of Peyton yet. Steve Alford, look at that. Steve Alford, or Todd Alford. No, Steve, yeah. Steve Todd. Xavier McDaniel. Larry Nance. So Larry Nance Jr., that's his dad. Kind of cool. Look, David Robinson shadowing in the background. Kelly Tripucka, Randy Whitman, Dennis Rodman. Manute Bol's dad, I believe. There you go. There's another one, Jeff. Fat Lever, Wes Unsold. Look at that, man. That Jeff Malone, Rolando. They even, yeah, like I said, they made coach cards. This set was massive. You got basically anybody that's any good that was an all-star game had a card of as well. So you got everybody on the roster, I think, who had a card in this set. Frank, guys like Burkowski. I mean, that sounds like this guy looks straight out of semi-pro. I mean, that name too, Burkowski, throwing up Burkowskis. I think that's what that's what guys throw up when they shoot free throws. Burkowski, Brad Doherty, Hersey Hawkins. Randy, the checklist. We hit the checklist. Mark Aguirre, Reggie Lewis. Danny Ainge. Look at GM Danny when he played for the Kings, not even Celtics. Ron Harper. There he is, Burkowski. Big old 43 for the Spurs. Pretty awesome. We got it in the first two packs. We got the Sam Vincent card. Got the Mark Jackson not too long after. Larry Nance again. Glenn Rice rookie. Good gracious, look at the centering on that. That is, in the cut, that is way, way off. That is just lovely. Glenn Rice. Dennis Rodman. Another checklist. Del Harris. I think he lives in DFW. David Rivers. Rod Strickland. Who's a baller. Will Purdue. Vinny Del Negro. There's the Admiral. I'm not even going to try that. You guys want to try that at home? We're going to keep chugging along here. Keep chugging along. There's another Doc Rivers. Oh, there's David Robinson. So rookie of the year. So technically, I think they were just living off of how successful David Robinson was his rookie year. So this is technically not a rookie card. His rookie was the year before. But rookie of the year, it's kind of cool. Jim Paxson. There's another Mark Jackson. Equally poorly centered. But now we got one for Barracon as well. There they are, the Menendez Bros. I think they're still locked up. I think they got life in prison. So they are, because they were still I don't remember how old they were. I know they were under 18. I think they were, I don't know, maybe they were. I have to do some research on that, but they're still in prison, I believe, right now. So there you go, another Mark Jackson. Put that right there. So we got two and counting. So this is giving you an idea. Maurice Cheeks, ex-coach there. Give you an idea of what to expect if you do decide you want to bust one of these old school boxes. We've got 2 Jordans so far. We got 2 Mark Jacksons. We got 2 Sam Vincents. The Jordans we got, though, are 2 different Jordans. We got the All-Star Jordan, and we got the base card Jordan. Got some wrapper on my finger there, if I can get it off. All right, there we are. Sam Bowie. So Sam Bowie was, for all of you who may not know, he was drafted ahead of Jordan, famously. That's rough. Where did was he drafted by Portland? Oh man, you Blazer high five. Drafted by Portland. That's rough. And it's because they had Clyde Drexler, that they didn't draft Jordan. Dominique Wilkins, Andy Young, Vincent, and Jack Haley. So this was what opening a box of cards was like in 1990. All base, everything base, just subsets. But I don't, back then I don't really think people actually bought boxes of cards. They bought packs. I mean, you could find packs everywhere. You found packs over in, like, there's Detlef Shrimp, German ex-Maverick. See, this is pre or post Mavericks career. Post Mavericks career. But yeah, you could find packs at grocery stores. You could find them at gas stations. They were everywhere. And so this was obviously, I mean, I don't even know. I'm sure someone probably didn't even take the time to look because it's not worth it. But there's another Larry Bird. They're Tim Hardaway rookie. It's kind of cool. His son is in the league, plays for the Mavericks. Well, at least for a while. I'm not sure how long he'll be in the Mavericks jersey. He's a free agent, but I'm not sure how many they actually produced of this set, and I'm sure it was a butt ton. Oh, there we are. Sean Kemp rookie. I'm going to put that one in a sleeve. That's pretty awesome. That'll go well next to my autographed Sean Kemp rookie from Fleer. So the hoops and the Fleer rookie. There you go. That's pretty cool. Put that one in a sleeve. Keep going through this, and I'll do that. So yeah, there's no telling how many of these were made. It is what it is. But it is pretty cool that you can bust a box of this now when you can't even bust boxes of 2020 stuff or 2019 or 2018 stuff without paying a house payment for it. Put that right there. Whereas this is like, I think I got this box for like $60. Thought it was worth it. I sold a bunch of stuff on eBay, so I figured why not. Scotty Pippen. Man, Pippen's been in the news saying lots of things. I think he got upset, and there's Charles as well. Got upset, I think, a little bit about how he's portrayed in the Last Dance, and he has been just going off on everyone. To his defense, I think a little bit is once he started saying things, I think every media person came running and wants to make a name for themselves by posting or sharing or tweeting or writing a story utilizing his comments. And I think that's somewhat unfair, but still he is the one saying it. Crazy. Oh, another MJ at the top. And this one is centered very, very well. We're going to be careful with this one as I nick the edge there, because this one is actually centered well. I think that is not a mark on there, that white mark. I think that's part of the photo. We're going to find out in a second once I get this in the sleeve and destroy it. Yeah, all right. Top load this bad boy. All right. Let's see if I can. Boom. All right. So we're going to check out the other card here. So there's an MJ. Where's our other MJ? We got two Sam Vincents. Oh, yeah, that's part of the card. Beautiful. So we got two MJs so far. Three MJs. Three Jordans. One is centered very well. Edge wear might be a little rough. We got two of the Sam Vincent cards. We got two of the Mark Jackson cards. We got a couple Larry Birds. I don't know why I put that one. I guess I just out of respect. And a Sean Kemp rookie there on top. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. So it looks like the Jordan card's in the very front. How cool would it be if I got a Jordan and then another Sam Vincent within here? Pat Riley, Coach of the Year with the Lakers. Sam Perkins and the Mavericks. There we go. Tyron Corbin, man. Some old names right there. Craig Hodges. Scotty Pippen. So yeah, Scotty Pippen's been spouting all kinds of stuff. I have a lot of respect for him. I didn't really like him that much, I guess, when I was younger, growing up in Dallas. Mavericks fan, MFFL. I've always been a Mavs fan, even when I was young and they sucked. There's B.J. Armstrong, rookie. John Stockton. There's Sam Perkins. But I always thought, I don't know what it was about him. I just didn't love the way he played. And I think every kid that grew up when I grew up was a was a Jordan fan. So I think everybody was just focused on Jordan. And that's actually one, to his credit, that's one of the things that he talked about in his most recent interview, was that, Jordan was played up to the cameras. He knew it. And when you're watching the Last Dance. Now as an adult, I can tell Jordan was clearly playing up to the cameras in a lot of those, candid moments on the sidelines. He would look kind of peek up at the camera. He knew what was going on. So I don't disagree, but I love me some Jordan, so I'm not going to hate on him. I know that if Jordan played now, I think everybody would have a bit of a different perspective with social media and all the different things that are happening with technology and access everyone has. I think perspective on Jordan would be a little different, but Clifford Roberts, no. But anyway, he's really just trying. There's another Sean Kemp rookie, and that one's centered very well. He's just trying to sell his book at the end of the day. That's what's really going on. He's got a book coming out with all this stuff in it, so he's pushing his book. Can't hate him. He's trying to make money off of a career that was very successful, and he didn't make a bunch of money when he was his initial contract, which was very well documented in The Last Dance. There's another Sean Kemp rookie that's in pretty decent centering and good shape. That's pretty cool. So it looks like you get pretty much 2 of every card that you would want to in this set or in this box. This is like pack 1 right here with this Blab guy on it. Pooh Richardson again. Mitch Richmond, Jared Perry. So I think they call it's Fat Lever, but in this one it's Lafayette Lever. I don't know. It's probably the same guy. Different name there. Vinny Johnson. Delaney Rudd. John Stockton All-Star. Danny Ferry. Look at that sweet sweater. He's rocking that sweet sweater. Say that 5 times fast. And we've only got 4 packs left. I'm sure everyone that's made it this far is probably going, thank God. Only 4 packs left. Isaiah Thomas again. Karl Malone. Chuck Pearson. Reggie Theus. What is this? This is the coaching. This is what you call an insert. I'm just kidding. This is East-West All-Star coaches. Bill Laimbeer, the bad boy. I liked Bill Laimbeer, though, even though he was a bad boy. James Worthy. My giant stack of base cards is about to fall over. That was a good rip right there. Danny Manning, Kansas alum. Mark Eaton, I think he just passed recently. Rest in peace, Mark. Mark Bryant, if he's not, he definitely. Moses Malone, Bill Musselman. Purvis Ellison, that's a name. Kevin McHale. AC Green. Mookie Blaylock, ex-Oklahoma Sooner as well. Mookie, I'm putting Mookie in there. He has a cool name too, Mookie. Pretty sure that's short for something. Got a coach on the back. That's when you know it's going to be a winner. I mean, look at how much empty space in it. I feel like I should just find Chris Ford, if he's still with us, get him to sign the back of that card. Maybe not. That's probably not a good call. Spud Webb, James Worthy, Tom Chambers, Vinny Johnson, Chuck Daly. We're going to blow through these bad boys and see if we can find another. Nope. We got 1 pack left. The last pack of the box. NBA Hoops, 1990-91, Series 1. Bummer. Reggie Williams. Michael Adams. Kevin Johnson. Here we go. Herbie. Mullen. Can we get another winner? Don Nelson. Dandy Don. Golden State Warriors coach. Was the Mavericks coach after James Worthy. Jeff Martin, Tom Tolbert, and Reggie Williams ends the break. So there it is. So here's as a recap. I will recap our break here. We've got 2 Sean Kemp rookie cards. One is poorly centered. The other one is pretty good centering. We got 1 All-Star Jordan. We got 2 base Jordans. One is centered very well. One is not centered very well. We got 2 Jordan cards that are not Jordan cards, the shadow cards, Sam Vincent's. Both of them are not centered very well, but pretty cool nonetheless. Stolen jersey card. And we've got what I call the murderer cards, the Mark Jacksons, Here we've got 2 of these with the Menendez brothers. This is card number 205. There they are right there. So that was our episode 9, BA in packs. So we busted this awesome box of 1990 hoops, 1990-91 hoops. Pulled some really cool cards. Cool stories to go along with it. Next week, check out, we've got a lot of other things that are going to be popping up, as you'll see, with some other content. If you follow us on any of the podcast channels, you can find us anywhere you can find a podcast. If you want to hop on to our YouTube, BA and Packs, you can subscribe, you can follow us there, push the notification button so you can find out what content is coming. We drop the podcast every Monday morning. We drop the YouTube version of the podcast throughout the week as well, along with some other content, whether it's box breaks, whether it's random hobby packs, whether it's other little commentary or different things that are going on in the hobby. We will drop that as well. If you have any questions or need to reach out to us, let us know. Comment in the comments of the YouTube channel, or find us on Instagram and reach out to us there as well. So thanks for following along, and we will see you next time.